real cases before a real judge.
And now, enter the courtroom of Judge Mathis.
Plaintiff Pierre Bang was in the Army, and after he returned from overseas combat, he started dating the defendant. Pierre claims while he was in rehab, the defendant cheated on him with the neighbor. And he's suing because he claims the defendant stole his money and property while he was incarcerated. Defendant Marilyn Bailey admits that she cheated while Pierre was seeking help for his post-traumatic stress disorder. But she insists it was only because Pierre cheated on her with prostitutes. Marilyn says Pierre also physically abused her, and she's countersuing for property and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, I met Ms. Bailey after my release from the Army. I served in Iraq. I got out in '06. I met Ms. Bailey.
Were you in battle?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, thanks for your service.
Well, thank you. I had a hard time adjusting to civilian life after the war, and I found myself in and out of different VA facilities for substance abuse and suffering from PTSD. Have a anger issue. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I get overwhelmed with situations and things like that. But Ms. Bailey,
you're hanging in there?
Well, every day's a struggle, Your Honor. Every day. But I'm trying to make.
And you had no such problems when you joined the military?
No,
or
Your Honor.
before going into combat?
Yeah, just a lot of stuff that happened to me over there, Your Honor. So I found that the substance abuse, that's what, you know, and I started drinking.
Let me ask you this, though. Are you satisfied with the services that you get from veterans?
I found myself almost homeless, Your Honor. And because it took so long for the VA to compensate me for my time. And that's what situation that I was in. Visiting the VA, I got, they had this thing called travel pay. So I used it. A friend of mine told me to use the address, and I got found guilty of misappropriation of funds, getting funds under false pretenses for using the address that I didn't stay in. So when I received my money—
hold on, just so that people understand what you've just said. You said that you were in combat in Iraq.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it pretty much caused great harm to you that you'll probably suffer from the rest of your life.
I'm unemployable, Your Honor.
Unemployable.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were homeless when you returned, for the most part.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when you did find somewhere to stay, to get out of your homeless situation, you were charged with a crime because you used an address that wasn't yours because you had none.
Yes.
You were homeless.
Yes, Your Honor.
My God.
So I paid those funds, but they kept me on probation. So this is where we're at. That's why we're here today.
Okay.
So,
and how did you meet the defendant?
I met Miss Bailey through a mutual friend of ours in New Jersey, and we started dating. Had some good times together.
How long did you all date?
Well, maybe about a year or so, and then we lost contact for a couple years. And then I'd always ask about Miss Bailey, and a friend of mine finally put us back in contact. So she wasn't doing so well, and I just got back on my feet, had a place. So she came and lived with me. So in the course of her staying with me, she got a job and everything, got herself together. And I was doing a little stuff at the VA, what they call compensation work therapy. So that, you know, they paid me like minimum wage. So
how were you all getting along?
Well, we were getting along pretty good until I had to go to a.
Really? Really?
I thought we were.
No, Your Honor.
But so I always had the anger issue. So I checked myself in to Baltimore VA Medical Center for PTSD and substance abuse. While being at the VA at the program, Miss Bailey starts messing around with the next door neighbor.
Let him tell you how he was unfaithful before he went away to the VA with prostitutes.
Go ahead, let me hear your side.
We got together in '06. We known each other for about a year or so, and we fell off. And somebody put us back in contact in '09. He brought me down to Virginia from New Jersey, telling me that it'd be a better way, okay? From the minute I got to Virginia, it was nonsense. So when he went away to a PTSD clinic, I was unfaithful. Why? Because he was unfaithful to me.
Okay.
He
When
was
did you
using,
discover
he's
that?
drinking, having women in there while I was there.
Women in front of you
Prostitutes,
in
yeah.
the place that you all live together?
Yes, sir.
No, Your Honor. No,
Yes,
Your Honor.
sir.
My daughter were living with me, so that's nonsense. That's
All
That's
right.
nonsense.
And you just felt that you would date the closest person to you.
Really?
That's why it was the neighbor.
Well,
I'm
it's
trying to
better
help
than-
you out here, man. I'm
Yes.
not
Yeah, you're right.
so you don't look so bad. Because
But
in a
when I-
lot of folks' eyes, when you date the next door neighbor, they say, wow, this is the next door neighbor
I
that
wasn't dating the next door
boyfriend
neighbor.
used to see and shake hands with. They may have watched football together. And...
My daughter said they was too friendly. Dad, why she go over there every day?
All right. You still with him, the next door neighbor?
No.
What happened to him?
So I
What happened?
I left him alone.
Why?
Pierre ran me to using
No,
again.
I want to talk about the neighbor.
Well, we can
What
talk about
happened
the
to
neighbor.
this neighbor? Pardon?
He was dismissed.
Why?
he didn't have no money.
Why?
Because I wasn't in a relationship with the neighbor. It was just something that happened.
Oh, okay. How many times?
A few.
Like what? 3, 4?
3.
See, I didn't even know.
Be quiet. That's why you didn't know, because you won't listen.
Thank you.
I'm asking
Thank
the
you.
questions you
He doesn't
should have asked.
listen.
Did you know the answers to any of these questions?
It's news to me. Your Honor.
Right. Because you won't be quiet. I'm trying to get the information for you. Okay. 3 times.
And then I went back to Pierre. He brought me back, asked me to come back, and I moved back in with him. And 2 days later,
You went with the neighbor on the other side.
no, Your Honor.
Oh, what? What
Around the
happened
corner.
2 days later?
Two days later, the U.S. Marshals were there to pick me up for child support from New Jersey. Pierre had turned me in. So he tricked me to move in with him again to have me arrested.
Nah, it wasn't his motive. You think that was his motive?
Yes, sir.
Why would he have to do that?
Because
He could
I've been
just
with-
send them there. He could send them wherever you were.
Because, sir, I've been with the man 3 years, and I know him.
Trying to get the information for you. Okay, 3 times.
And then I went back to Pierre. He brought me back, asked me to come back, and I moved back in with him. And 2 days later,
You went with the neighbor on the other side.
no, Your Honor.
Defendant Marilyn Bailey dated the plaintiff, and she claims he cheated on her with prostitutes while she was in the home.
All right, let's get to the stolen money and property you're suing her about.
Yes, Your Honor. So, like I tell you the story with the, they charged me with getting the funds from the VA. But anyway, I paid off the fine in full, so I figured I was off probation, but I wasn't. I received 3 speeding tickets. What happened while I was incarcerated for the 30 days, my wallet was
Because of your speeding tickets?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that was they considered that a violation to the probation because I didn't report it to the PO.
That's right.
And I never knew nothing like that because I hadn't been on probation. But anyway, while being locked up, she got a hold of my wallet and my credit cards, and went through all my accounts. I had money saved up. We were supposed to be working things out and moving, and I was gonna go back into another program for 90
Working
days, and
things out.
she was getting ready to go into a program and get herself together because we both have issues with using. I'm not perfect, but she's gonna go through and empty all $5,000
From where?
from out my credit card from 3 different cards. I got 2 different accounts, and she got hold of my card when they
How about
I
my
thought
face
you
is
didn't have
damaged
no
for the
money.
rest of
You
my
got
life.
plenty of money. You got thousands.
Well, that's how I paid off the fine. The VA finally, I had a home and
Oh, the
everything.
VA ultimately began doing right by you.
I'm retired. It took 6 years, so now I'm back on my feet. I'm okay. But it took
6 years
and
it took.
And I'm still
All right,
in
what
counseling.
evidence do you have about this? And what property are you saying she took?
I had a 32-inch flat screen.
Oh, that's next door. No, I'm just trying to
You already know.
Let me see evidence.
I have the bank statements, and that's the dates I was locked up.
Ma'am, I'm gonna start out with the man's TV. Where's his TV?
Gone
Gone where?
to the pawn shop.
I filed a police report.
Hold on, sir. I told you about listening.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
And because you didn't even ask her this, did you?
I asked why. Why? Because I still have feelings for her. I said,
But
why?
you didn't ask where.
Let's talk.
I wanted to
Can we
get to
talk
why
about
first,
why?
Your Honor.
Your
Yes,
Honor?
ma'am. Let me hear from you. Give me your side.
My side of the story is that let's start with the abuse and the manipulation and the cheating and the lying and the deceiving. The man brought me from New Jersey and told me I was going to have a better life.
Fed you, clothed you.
Fed
Sir,
me, clothed me,
let her
cheated,
finish.
lied, manipulated, put your hands on me.
Never.
Never. I have proof.
That's it. Was he convicted of anything?
No, sir, I didn't press
didn't
charges.
press
I'm afraid
charges.
of them sometimes.
Facial and scalp contusions. And this was just recently?
Yeah, when he found out I took his money.
Okay. Was not funny at all for
It
the
really
woman to
isn't.
be assaulted. And had he ever done this before?
When he was drinking, he would get very violent.
And assault you?
We would both, yeah, he would get violent. And,
You were saying we both?
And it would get violent when he was drinking.
I know,
between
but
the
you
two
said
of us.
we both.
We both would get that way. While we were using,
Right.
he was cheating with
Okay.
prostitutes.
And you were
then-
using then too?
Yes, she was.
No, I wasn't.
On just this day?
Yeah, just that day. Yeah.
You didn't desire any dope that day?
No, sir.
All right, you usually desire dope, but it just so happened. And you usually fight, and you say you take responsibility for some of the fighting when you're usually on dope, but this time you weren't on dope. Well, I guess you weren't. That's maybe why you went and got you some good dope. What did they give you for this? You got the best dope you could get. All right, I don't mean to trivialize the assault, but you are now saying to me that you all would assault each other. You have a history of fighting.
May I speak?
Yes.
I don't believe that, sir. I've been through
Okay,
a lot
well,
of...
I do.
Well,
I
I've been
do.
through a lot of
Let's
manipulation
move on,
with
ma'am.
this man.
Let's move on.
Okay.
You are the one that admitted to
Okay.
me that you have participated in the violence
in defense.
yourself. No, that's not what you said. That's not what you
Well,
said.
that's the
You
way
didn't
it's
say
supposed to be
defense,
said.
ma'am, and I don't believe it was only in defense.
Okay.
Let's get to his things. Did you steal his money and his property? Let's get to that. That's what he's suing you for. Did
Yes,
you
I
do
did.
that? Why?
Because he deserved it.
Okay, good enough. Your counterclaim for unreturned property, $1,500.
He took all my clothes that I had and he threw them away.
Okay.
He left me with
When?
no clothing.
When?
The day of this.
The day of the incident?
Yes.
All right, you have anything indicating
No,
that?
just
the
this.
property? You have the list of things?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need. And you have $500 here. Okay, well, sir, what do you say? She said you stole $500 worth of her undergarments.
I brought all her clothes. And yes, when I got out, the stuff was packed up. I
Worked
took it
for
to
2
Goodwill and
years.
gave it
Good
to somebody
enough.
who deserved
You
those clothes.
admit to doing it.
I
All
did
right.
do it.
He was cheating with
Okay.
prostitutes.
And you were
because-
using then, too?
Yes, she was.
No, I wasn't.
On just this day?
Yeah, just that day. Yeah.
You didn't desire any dope that day?
No, sir.
All right, you usually desire dope, but it just so happened.
Defendant Marilyn Bailey dated the plaintiff, and she claims he cheated on her with prostitutes while she was in the home.
$500 for the counterclaim. He admits to taking your $500 worth of undergarments and $5,000 for him. You admit to taking his money and his property because he deserved it. So I'm going to give him $4,500 because I think he deserves that for reimbursement of what you admittedly took from him. Have a good day. And you got $500. That's the good news. But you still owe him $4,500. That's the bad news. Have a good day.
So is this behind us? So what's going to happen, man? What you want to do? It's over.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. That's what I'm saying.
You look godly again.
Yeah, I look good. Well, it came out in the wash. You was cheating the whole time. You were just along for the ride.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done too.